Um, let's talk about process as a map. So what I'm going to cover is pushing every single point and defending every single point, mid fights, and funky plays you can do basically on each point. So, um, holding last. Now, process is a very interesting last hold. It's one of the most interesting ones in the game because what your combo wants to do is if you imagine process as a square, if they push that corner, what your combo wants to do is control these corners, right? And the middle here. And the same thing for the other side. If the enemy team push this side, what your team wants to do is rotate to such a position where you're controlling this side of the map, right? It's kind of similar to Snake and stuff, but slightly different in the way that the Roma and Pocket play. So what your soldiers' jobs on this map are is the soldier that's close to the Uber has to rotate to the other side, and the soldier that's away from the Uber has to take all the space on the other side. So if I show you how this looks, let's say they decide to use one, right? Your standard pause should be demo in lobby, right? Shooting point. Your medic, your roamer will likely be playing left side, but if they're pressuring shit in lobby, you'd want to like back off potentially. Um, your NG and sniper will be on the floor. Alternatively, instead of sniper, you can play heavy and play high ground with your medic here, right? You got medic and you got pocket soldier here. Now, let's say they use right side. You rotate everyone on high ground to the left, so you guys take this position. The soldier's job is then to control this high ground and watch this corner of the point, right? So you're controlling the height and spamming the point. Um, you can commit for point, but you have to remember that it gives up top, so ideally it's your other soldier. And the soldier who's generally playing either here or a little bit forward tries to take all the position on left and control this area. So you can like corner peek this, shoot the left side, and you're controlling this whole position, right? As a roamer. And you guys then consolidate left. Your pocket scout, who was sniping before, ideally switches to um, heavy, right? Or, well, you have a heavy and a scout. So whoever's playing scout will walk out and take like as much position here as possible. Whoever's playing heavy will play here. Your medic will try and like walk out and take this high ground, right? If you can, so you can heal his whole team. Demo will play around left shutter, and you kind of want a soldier on high ground, right? So that's what your hold ends up looking like on the left if you're trying to counter the right push. Ideally, none of you should die in the Uber. I know it's like they obviously Ubered, so it makes it hard for you to not die. But try your best to bait that Uber out and rotate to a good position. The reason you run a sniper is because it guarantees a force, right? If you have a sniper playing here around the gun and it's called that they use left, you can peek here and they're forced to use, right? Like it's the same with if you're playing left side with sniper, if they try and like walk five for free, you just snipe here and make them force, right? And reset, get back to spawn and switch to heavy or scout. But either way, the point is that you should have a heavy, always have a heavy on last. Scout here, roamer there, pocket soldier up top, and you're controlling that left side. And then, and this is like every single last point, you wait. You just chill, right? They're gonna commit. If anyone's overextending for point, you kill them. But other than that, you are not chasing frags. You are like living. If they fed like a couple of players, you can then maybe commit, but you kind of want to just relax and hold your ground because the second you start taking 1v1s, like you commit here and die, that's just fuel for them to be able to actually do a successful push, right? Like you getting frags is not the goal, you not losing the point is the goal. So that's the important part. Um, and the exact same play rolls out if they push left, right? So your combo rotates right, your roamer goes from left to right, so he holds here, and your pocket soldier takes this space here, right? And he's watching one, and if there's anyone trying to pressure two, he can corner peek them, right? So you're controlling this side, and again, your demo plays right shutter, your medic tries to walk out and take this position on height, your roamer's controlling height, and your heavy's like playing in the shutter, shooting point, your pocket scout is like taking the space right side to try and like control. It's the same sort of gist. You just mirror it on the other side.
Wait, so when when they're not pushing in yet, we have NG, right? NG
Mm-hmm.
and sniper.
Engine sniper, yeah.
I'm assuming once the sniper's been found out, we force them early, and then they
Yeah,
spam
well,
gun.
the second you hit your shot on sniper and they use, you go back and you switch to scout immediately, right? And
And
you take
then when my gun goes on, I go to heavy.
yeah.
Okay,
Whichever way you guys want to do it. I mean, ideally, whoever swaps first, which might be your
Yeah, it will
sniper,
be probably
will
me.
switch to heavy, right? So Vlad can switch
Yeah.
to heavy, like take his walk, and then like come here immediately and contest, right? Like this. And
it's
then if
fine. I
they
think
start committing for him, we can reset like this, right? And
it's
it's really
whoever goes off first, I guess. And so if they push and they hear the sniper shot force, then heavy for Vlad. But then if they
yeah,
spam
yeah.
a gun first, then
If they're trying to
I'll go
spam
heavy.
gun, then yeah, okay. Does that all make sense? Like you stay on sniper until they use some, or like whichever way you guys are doing it.
Mhm.
But this isn't a template that you can use every time, right? Because there's a counter to this, and if they use right, yeah, kill the gun and then immediately rotate left and kill you at the shutter, this doesn't work. Which means, right, the soldiers on height have to call which shutter's safe, and that's the side you play. Does that make sense? This is an important, like super important call. Like, let's say I'm the Roma, who just rotated. Like, so this is a scenario, right? You have your soldier playing left side, and he's spotting lobby, and he sees four people walking up. So he resets back to top left, right? He sits here. Your sniper gets the force, and he goes back here, like ready to rotate. But he sees here that they're like going on to right side. It's really important for your Roma to shout like, "Go left spawn," and then you can like help lock out left, and instead of taking all that space right, you take the space left instead because they've rotated everyone. It's not just you're not countering the side that they used in, you're countering the side they're actually committing to. Does that
So
make sense?
you wanna, like, what's it called? Just let them have the space, and then you just play the space that they're not exactly in,
Yeah, yeah.
and then we
Well,
play off
if they
them.
spread thin, you kill the side that isn't getting sticked off. I mean, basically, you push out the side that the demo's not at.
Mhm.
Generally, is the goal here, but just you have to kind of just think about it. Basically, does that make sense? Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
it's not, and this is why I say it's not a simple last hold. Your soldiers always, as I said, always a blocking point and trying to do that. But it's not going to be an easy like fight, you know, especially if you have Dissad. Well, when you have Dissad. Now let's talk about equal. If you have equal Ubers, you put your gun here, okay, and that's because it can't get spammed from 5. Because if you put your gun there, they can spam it from this position and relatively safely. Does that make sense? So you
Yeah.
put gun back here, and it still watches the 3 and 4 doors, and it watches left here, which is important. That's all we need it to do.
Does it go all the way back? Like if they
Just
hug the wall on 5.
just here, right? Well, the point is that Temrain, instead of holding like this or like this, what Temrain's gonna do is he's gonna hold like this, right? Um, and Temrain being the Roma. Um, 1 second. And Temrain's gonna hold this like peek it like that, right? Your demo is gonna hold 3 and 4 like quite aggressively here, um, or like control it, you know, both doors. Ideally, just the right door. But if he sees they're rotating to left, your demo can like help your Roma through here, right? Your pocket soldier is gonna hold this position because he sees 1, he sees 2, and he sees no sniper. Importantly, he doesn't get sniped for free. And your pocket's job is to call rotations to right side. If he's fighting one guy, that's fine. You can spam him out and like get an arrow here, right? But if there's multiple guys rotating, he can like take space here and stop them like committing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Um, cool. Um, and then, as I said, gun on point, and then you just play sniper as your second off class. And what you do is you just hold these angles to make it hard for them to snipe into lobby. You know, like you keep your sniper healed, and your sniper like sits here and just holds this angle, and when
What
sniper
is
gets called, does
so
that
you
make sense?
play very conservatively with the
Oh
sniper?
yeah, you do not go for picks. You play so that the other sniper gets pressured. Like let's say they're trying to pressure five with sniper and it's called. You just play like here, and like wide peek this a little bit and try and go for like just 150 damage in lobby, just to warn them that there's a sniper, so they can't just sit there like safely. Does that make sense? Generally, if you get one pick, you can then start peeking your sniper into lobby and going for picks. So you can like maybe like scope here and then drop down quickly and go for a pick and run away, basically. Or you can play like this pose, right? And go for a snipe there. Whatever it is, but that's on one pick. And then when you have two picks, you can go for like a proper sack. So your combo pressures lobby, and then you have like a soldier getting ready here, and then they do a jump like this, right? And go in on medic.
That is a sexy bomb. What the hell?
I know, right? It's the only high bomb in process. But however way you want to do it, that's a good jump you can try. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
your forward hold. Um, Going into trying to push into second. One push I like. Demo puts stickies here, puts stickies on shutter. Flank plays lobby, and they play lobby for a while. And then you play pocket scout, pocket soldier, med in one. And what you do is you clear sticks. You then take space right side, and your soldier calls if anyone's committing. So basically calls the med to walk in, right? Your demo's job, as I said, is to have sticks on two to stop backups and sticks on one so that if anyone bombs the med, they're landing into a shutter with like four stickies on it and they just die immediately. Does that make sense so far?
Uh-huh.
So me and
And,
Sam in lobby, we play
and
passively until
you
we.
two play lobby.
Uh-huh.
Sam, your job is just to like spot and see like what you can see. Likely there'll be a soldier up there, so you can like pepper him with pistol shots. Just try not to take damage. Tamarin can like do a little bit of spam here. Just try not to die to any sticks, but you can like spot a little bit. And you guys obviously are calling for each other. If anyone tries to aggress lower or top, you guys rotate to each other, right? But you're watching these two doors. The second your combo's in, Sam, you can like wing a jump up here for vision, and then your job is to get immediately onto cap. Does that make sense? Because what
Yeah.
we can't afford is Temrain getting free man pushed and gone for a back cap. Like if that happens, we just kind of have to outcap them because the rotation back's kind of cringe, right? But Arel obviously has already cleared one, taken space right side. What is this? Why am I getting pinged? Um, take space right side. You try and take all this space on point. Pressure them out together. Like as soon as your combo and beam are in, like your medic's in a much safer position trying to walk across like floor and onto point. Um, Once that's happened, like Temrain can start pushing top IT and like taking pressure into choke and whatever. And Ponton can follow. Ideally two. Two is a good place for a demo man to peek out of, because once your combo's cleared one, your demo can then like charge a sticky and like shoot it into choke and stuff and like tag people on high grounds and whatever. Does that make sense as a push out?
Yeah. Well,
Um,
as what's it called? As I come up to that, we need a call out for that fucking ledge. It's pretty common.
The
Do we
high
just call it
People
ground
ledge?
to
call
the
it,
left. Or what?
you can call it hex or something,
Ah.
but I don't know.
Okay.
I've
So
heard people
well,
call
once
it
once I
hex.
come up to hex, should Tem go back a bit? If he's watching lower, he
I
should
mean,
come back a bit.
Temrain can chill here,
Yeah,
right?
can watch both. No. Yeah,
Like
like
he
that.
can chill and hold this pose, but generally, like at this point, if you're getting onto point, you'll have spotted people committing, and if they commit really late, like Temrain can hold them at the door. You guys can like collapse on them and whatever, right? Like Temrain can help you cap if it's really free. Just keep eyes on IT so there's no like late sacks and whatever. Is last okay for everyone?
Yeah,
Pushing out.
that sounds alright.
You can also push out with combo lower, but the watch out is that you kind of have to use early because if they have like a soldier on high ground spamming you and like stickies above here and like another soldier on point and shit, you're just never gonna get in for free. So one's the best way to get in for free. Lower's the best way to get in, like if you know you're gonna use and you want to be close to them, and you want to like bomb into choke immediately, right? If the like combo's holding way too aggressive, it's good to go lower. All right. Holding second is very clear, like very easy. Your pocket soldier can play like this pose, and your Roma, or like vice versa. Maybe your Roma can just play here, right? Spotting IT. But your pocket soldier, I actually think this is a really good position because what you can do is spot IT, spam really well onto Al Qaeda, spam really well into choke. Like corner peeking this is really easy, and you can bomb like high ground and hold close really easily as well. And if your Roma needs help, or like you can spot for your Roma IT, and your Roma can also like play a bit more aggressive, support your team this way, and the soldier here can spot, right?
Oh,
Both
so you do
scouts
like a bait and switch. So the Solly on the floor mostly watches what do you call it?
IT.
Mostly watches IT, and then the Solly on top can watch Choke and Al Qaeda, and then they could just they
Well,
both have
they,
vision.
they both do both things, right? But if you're leaving to not watch IT, you just need to make sure that the other guy is basically the point, right? Like if a rel jumps away, Tem, you can then just put like take back this pause and just keep eyes on IT or whatever you're doing, right? But if
Yeah.
if your soldiers below you, you can easily just play this pause and like support any like counter any pressure plays and stuff. And you also have a really good jump into choke like this, right? Where you can shoot a couple rockets and jump out and get an arrow. Um, what your scouts need to do is both play high ground. You're both pocket scout on this
Yeah.
point, right? On equal ubers. If you have disad, obviously, like you can just do whatever the fuck. Like your combo just plays back in two, and you guys can sack one. However you want to do that. Like I'm not gonna give you too many ideas because realistically, the idea is simple. Your flank scout goes back to last to build a gun. Your pocket scout, demo, and med play in two to leave, and then your two soldiers play spam, and one of them tries to get a force while the other lives. It's like very basic, right? There's not much more to it. So, um, that's that's it really. On equal ubers you just play med, demo, double scouts on point, soldiers watching IT and like spamming. Your demo can play here, but I actually don't really recommend peeking this deep as a demo. There's no benefit to the team that you're going to provide that isn't reliant on them fucking up royally, right? If a scout walks in and you like sticky pipe him, that's more on him than it is on you. Um, I'd prefer my demo to stay behind this line, like try not to drop off this, because if you just get used into, it takes very good reaction times from your med to be beaming a scout. Your demo calls use, and you go, oh, catch the scout, catch the demo, and use on him, right? Like the demo can get blown up before that if they just decide to use into you. So try and play this pause. Sticky's sewer are really good because people love peeking that for no reason. Sticky's choke are good to block pressure. But generally, like this second hold's pretty simple. One thing you can do is if you have roughly like small disa, just play on point and like keep abusing the fact you have really good high ground. And you can do that generally on equal if they try and do pressure plays. Pressure plays into second don't work very well because one team's on like 5 out of 6 players are all on high ground versus all these motherfuckers in chokes. Like, this is so easy to spam, this is easy to spam, that's easy to spam, right? Like, you're not gonna win unless you take high ground, but the only high ground you can take that's safe is like maybe up here and only for like a little bit, you know? And it's not exactly that good. Like, trying to like up direct scouts like this isn't exactly my idea of fun. So generally, if in doubt, just stay on high ground and spam the shit out of them. You've got the good pos. Right. Next thing is pushing into mid. So I think if you're trying to push into mid, um, there's a couple of things that are important. What you want 100% of the time is like a soldier bombing, and bombing to take space in a particular place, right? So a rel, let's say a rel sees that like left space has lots of players on it. Let's say there's a scout and a soldier on this high ground, which means there's not a scout and a soldier on right, or at least not likely to be that much pressure on right side. So a rel can bomb here, like shoot this soldier off right, and he can call his combo in, right? If he sees no bombs. If he sees bombs, he helps deal with them. But if he sees no bombs, he can then keep calling, like, oh, keep committing right side, right? And he's taking all this space, right? And what it does is your flank scout can come out sewer, jump onto height and take that pause. Your pocket scout can jump on rock and like support your scout. Your demo can walk across with his medic, and you guys have a really good position to recommit again, right? And go for like this sort of commit or like fade bomb to just make sure that they leave, right? If you do the same thing where you're like jumping like maybe not like that, but jumping onto high ground on left or whatever it is. And it works the same way on left side, right? Like if Arel decides, okay, I see not much pressure left side, I'm actually gonna bomb right. I'm gonna bomb left. He can bomb to this left side, like take pressure left side and have your combo just follow him. And again, your scouts take high ground as they can. Your Roma generally just goes the other way. So if your combo is going like right side, your Roma can like help on left, take all the space out. You're basically pushing as like a line together to just pressure them out of mid.
So Aral has to call out what's it called? Where to go
Well,
in as you
Arel's
push in?
just calling where to follow him in, right? So like
Mm-hmm.
Arel's saying, okay, he peeks in, he sees, okay, left's really clear. I'm gonna bomb left. 3, 2, 1, follow me left, right? Like you take space, like take all the space left, take all the space left, and he's like pressuring their combo out here, right? Like stopping them leaving. And then like once he gets unhealthy, he can jump out and stuff. But your combo takes all that space for free. But whatever your soldier calls, like you guys still need to keep eyes in the air and just watch for those bombers, because realistically, there's gonna be some muppet trying to do like a bomb like this onto your med, and you should be able to counter it. And then, like as I said, your flank scout ideally goes sewer because he can spot it. He stops people going behind, and when your combo takes space, if they go left, he's the sort of countering right side. If they go right, then he supports his combo on right, and you guys pressure across the point and stuff.
And
Does that make
IT gets
sense?
checked by Romer, right?
Say that again.
And IT gets checked by Romer.
Yes, the IT generally is what is like your roamer's job, and it's because your roamer's job on most of these types of pushes is to like lag behind a little bit and make sure that people aren't flanking and taking like
Backups.
taking those backups and also just good flanks on the combo. Because if I'm here as a soldier and it's called that they're going choke, I might like do this rotation, right? And look how short this rotation is. I've took 3 jumps and I'm behind the enemy combo, and I can call for my team to pressure so I can like sack on point on this medic here, right? But I can't do that if there's a soldier watching IT, because then I have to take a 1v1 and it makes me, and I'm in a bad position here. Like he's on high ground, and then if I try to leave, well, I'm running directly into a team, right? So like Tamrain just existing there is already like value. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Holding mid, passive hold, you can either hold your med into IT or into choke, but either way, your job is to play on high ground and spam the shit out of people walking in. Now, generally, spam won't actually win you the thing, because what teams tend to do is they have like a soldier taking space, and they like you're spamming him from like long distance, so he's taking like 40 damage, but he's on 300, so it takes a while to kill him. And what their med does is he just sits here waiting for a soldier bomb. Like he just chills and baits forever because like they can afford to, right? So they're just gonna bait a bunch and like slowly pressure out these soldiers because they don't have heals, whereas the people pressuring do. So what you can actually do is, let's say we have like a rel on this high ground, right? And you're and Temrain on right, right? And they're spamming. Temrain's watching IT, making sure people don't go in, but they see spam in main, right? And like a soldier commits, or like a scout commits, or a demo commits, but the med's baiting. What a rel can call is, oh, let's just bomb this demo, right? A rel gets a buff, 3, 2, 1, bomb. You bomb the demo, you kill him, and then med's really far away, so you can't just use on the demo, right? So you kill this demo, and then you just jump out with your last rocket, right? And like because they're baiting, you can get away with shit like that, and that happens like at high levels too, because medics will hard bait into choke because obviously you're gonna get these high bombs where like they're trying to catch the med or whatever. So keep that in mind as like an option. You can bomb the players that are like overextending on mid, even though they have ad. Like it's a good play if their beam's nowhere near, right? Standard hold on mid though. Generally you either have a soldier or a scout here, and then your team doing something. Because if you have equal Ubers, you should be doing something from mid to second, right? And the best way to do something on this mid is to do some sort of soldier sack, right? Whether it's a very obvious like baity jump where you jump to Al Qaeda and your other soldier follows, or it's like a very much a two-man sack. It's so for example, a two-man sack would look like this, right? Your scout plays high ground, your scout and demo and med play choke, like pressuring, or play sewer pressuring, and both you have buffed soldiers. One jumps like this. Oh, maybe not like this. One
Are you
more
trying to
time.
do the reload one?
No, you just jump like this, right? And you go to 2, right? And you distract and call your other soldier in now, and then both you bomb at the same time, but from different directions, right? That's kind of the general gist. You have to hit that jump a little bit better than I did, because you need to hit it like, yeah, so like I hit that late, so I got horizontal, but what you want is vertical, right? So hold on. Yeah, I'm not hitting it. But basically you can go a lot higher and land in 2. Just practice the jump. But you guys commit at the same time. And then what your combo needs to like realize is, depends on what happens. They need to either take an exchange close, like let them have some space in exchange, waiting for your soldiers, or just leave and give up mid, right? Because you've just put them in the same position you were in, so it's not like either team has massive advantage just holding mid. What you can try, like what I'd recommend at your level is, Jesus Christ, just sending a solo sack, and what they'll probably do is counter sack, and now you have one player, like equal players, but your player spawns faster. So now you can two-man sack a lot safer because that Solly that died won't actually be up for the fight. Now you can also what I've seen before, for example, is you play like 4-man into IT. You send 2 scouts, pocket soldier med. You guys pressure here a little bit, and like maybe bait a soldier sack through choke, and then leave a scout on sync. And this is the sync sack, right? So your flank scout sits on sync, and then what you do is you do like a baity choke bomb with a soldier, right? So you double soldier bomb, but like one of the bombs goes like fake to sewer. The other one
Pretend
goes
you
in.
got denied. Easy.
What?
Pretend you got denied.
Well, no, that's not the point. Like the one baits, the other one goes in, and what your scout from sync does, is he just runs here and goes behind and tries to go for the med. So it's
Oh, so
again a
this is
two-man
still a
sack.
double sack?
Yes, it's a double sack. You sack your soldier and scout, so you have at least a soldier to defend mid with, and you can spam a lot better, right? So I'd recommend sync sack a little bit more than I would the 2 sack, where you bomb into 2. But both work, right? And another one you can try is you play your flank in IT, like Scout Sully. You take sewer, and then what you do is like your demo walks out a little bit to take pressure, and at the same time your soldier bombs like to IT or bombs through choke to IT, and then he flanks these IT players, and your 2 in front flank any players in IT, and you get a early frag and try and go off there. Does that make sense? There's a few ideas for you on like what you can
Ye-
do to break a hold on second. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
works for me.
Okay, so now
The standard flank 3-man pincer, just like in Bagel.
blank pincer. There you go. Other thing, next thing is pushing second. Pushing second, I think everyone kind of knows how to do. Like, you just kind of take as much space as you can. This is a trap for soldiers, by the way. Try not to get into this position, because there's not a whole lot you actually do, right? Like, you get in that pause, but you're not a threat. Like, no one's actually worried about you, because any jumps from here are like really easy to counter. Like this jump doesn't actually do shit.
No, you will usually also get targeted because they think you're low, waiting for arrow.
Yeah, but like generally this is just isn't like you can maybe bait a little bit this way, but all you've done is sacrificed a lot of health for not that much space. But generally what you want is just soldiers kind of like high bombing and taking space, maybe going into two and being annoying here. Like one takes that height, one goes here, whatever. Or like you push IT with your soldier scout and you like try and take this space and pressure them out, but not feed. Your combo can like take the complete other side and go Al Qaeda. Wherever it is you're doing, you just take it slow and make sure that no one's overextending. Because if your flank goes in too early and they die here, like trying to fight while your combo's all the way back at Al Qaeda, like that's really bad for you guys. Because you can get flanked and you now have like multiple entrances to worry about. But generally pushing is not like super hard on second if you have ad. And your combo can also like if they're given if they're allowed to, if like they've not been spotted, your combo can just go top IT, chase them through here, and if they keep running one, you just chase them through two into last and just patch the med that way. With scout speed. You can maybe like double scout it or something. Does that all make sense so far?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Holding second, you guys don't need help on. It's very simple. You just play combo high ground. Can maybe play a soldier here to like spot two, and like maybe a scout here to just watch top IT so that no one's walking out, and then everyone else just controls one and floor and two. But this side, I actually have a really interesting idea for you. What you do, if you have disad, all players up, let's say, you play two soldiers, fully buffed in choke. Your pocket scout plays close choke, like building. Your demo stays choke as well, with traps on like one maybe, one and two, right? And then your flank scout top IT, right? So your flank scout plays here. You can also alternatively play here top.
I think sometimes shadows come through there. No.
It doesn't matter, like whatever. The point is this play looks like this. They push out. If they push out one, you can spam them out, make it like hard for them. But let's say they push out and they take space like near point. So like they take space here. What you then do is your 300 health soldiers double bomb and they bomb behind. And they bomb into two, they bomb into one, and your flank scout goes IT. And like this isn't exactly set, you bomb where you want, but like generally you're sending three players behind. And these three players are all going for a backup. So you spam gun, like if it's still up, and then you go straight onto point, and you've got three players behind taking a fight that they will likely win. And either their combo sends players back to kill you, and you've traded your flank already. So like they've lost one or two players fighting you free, and if their combo rotates back and kills you, they actually can't push out anymore, right? Because they've lost too many players. If they don't come back to kill you, you might just win the round, right? So it makes it really difficult for them to deal with this play. Because I mean, it's like you can't deny a high bombing soldier very easily, and if you try and chase him, like you can get straight onto last and do whatever he wants, really. Does that make sense?
Or
Yeah,
the
And then
triple backup.
yeah, triple three-man backup. And then the last things we need to cover, last pushes, last like pressures. So generally, if there's no gun, no heavy, just fucking two-man sack for free, or like send your soldier five, and then he does like a bomb like this, right? Gets behind, calls his other soldier in, and then you just bomb and go for med, right? The other soldier can come from one or can come from two. Like there's this bomb here where you can just get in and try and get something. If you hit the bomb right, you can actually what's it called? Jesus Christ. You can
Spin shot.
speed shot off the floor. My jumping sucks today. Whatever. Um but you go through whatever doors you need to and like just bust through and like one of you will land rockets on a medic. If they have a gun, it'll likely be here. Wherever the gun is, really, you can spam it from five. So your demo controls 3 and 4. Your beam sits here, and then your two-man soldier into right side to spam the gun. like right side, or if the gun's on point, you can spam it from here, right? Both of you. You just sit
Yeah.
here and spam the gun.
A lot of the low teams, they put the gun up just in front, like how I did it.
Yeah.
So you could just spam from 5 easily if you pressure the solly
Yeah,
off.
this is the reason we play our gun here, right? Because it doesn't get spammed by that.
How would you spam that gun if they were to use that one?
So
You're gonna have to get more space now. You're
so
putting more risk.
I'm about to explain it. So like, let's say I'll just finish this. You've killed the gun. Temrin gets a buff. You jumped back to like 1 or 2, and then as like Temrin gets ready to go 1, Arel gets his fat buff and then bombs 5, and he bombs like this, right? He gets behind, calls Temrain in, and you guys both go at the same time. And again, there's no gun. What your combo can then do as well is your combo floods 5 after the sack, kills anyone close right, and you just send a scout onto cap because again, there's no gun, and the combo is preoccupied with an Uber, with a soldier sack. You just bait it until you see that your soldiers are dying or get a force, and you just try and run away, right? You can lose free for this play because if you get a force, you can just back off to mid, repush second with full ad, and push last with ad, right? But the other play, so let's say the gun is back right, and we can't spam it from here. What you do instead is you play your demo, and you play your flank scout here. Your flank scout can be on sniper, but scout's fine. Like if he's on sniper, he can watch 5 from here. And your demo plays height, and he just like plays here and puts sticks there and sticks like here or whatever to stop pressure into lobby. What you then do is you beam your soldier, and you walk and you spam this gun from here. Now you might think, okay, but like they'll counter that, right? They'll stop this soldier from spamming. They'll rotate maybe demo and soldier. The beauty of this play is that you have a flank scout,
Whoa,
a
whoa,
pocket
whoa,
scout,
whoa.
sorry, a
Oh.
pocket scout and a roamer here, hiding, right? So what your pocket soldier, so as I said, your flank scout sits in lobby, but your pocket scout sits here with your roamer, and what you guys do is wait for your pocket soldier's call. So as soon as your pocket soldier says like, they're fighting me, you guys walk and you just waddle in and you kill anyone close. And because you've got 3 rockets, and like, well, 2 rockets and a scattergun shot here, you almost like destroy this guy immediately, right? And then as soon as you do, you don't stop there. You like spam the gun from here, Temrain, and try and get it, while your soldier spams from 2. And as soon as the gun dies, you can like take this position behind them and go for a sack or whatever it is you want to do, or like pressure last with your demo and scout coming out free, meeting your combo, and you go for a last play. Does that make sense? And that's quite like a robust play you guys can try out, and it hopefully should work. Obviously, on any of these points, if you really want to, you can play a sniper if you're struggling with pushing out, like sniper's OP on process, and we have a very good one. So I think
How do we counter sniper on last with a gun?
you have, okay, so let's say they have a sniper in lobby. Your gun's here, as I said. Your soldier holds 5. The sniper will never wide peek that deep, so he's
No, I
fine.
mean
He's
when
safe
we're pushing last and they have
from
a
pushing
sniper.
last, and they have a sniper.
Yeah.
Well, you just use generally.
Yeah, okay. Cause we had a couple moments where we tried to spam a gun, stayed in lobby for too long.
No, don't spam
like-
gun if you have overrad. Like you can try.
No, it's equal. It's equals.
It's equal. If it's equal, you do the plays I said.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Sniper.
double sack, like solly into 5, solly into secret. Hopefully the gun doesn't track fast enough.
No, no, no. You kill gun. Like you can spam gun from here. The sniper will not kill you as easily. You can also play your own sniper and just like SVS him, right? You can like play your sniper here while your soldiers are spamming, and if the guy tries to peek you, like you sit here, a sniper fully charged, or like maybe here so you don't get sniped as easily from there. But you sit here fully charged while your soldiers are spamming, and if the sniper peeks, then you can kill him. I mean, generally with those types of plays, you can take your time. If one of you dies to a sniper while you're trying to set up, you just chill, wait outside, and then go for it again when your 6th is up. Last option you have, you play one of your scouts on spy, you play your combo ready to commit in lobby, and the second your spy saps, you full flood in. And either you flood in Uber Exchange and try and win the post, or better, you just two-man sack your solis onto med. And because you sap the gun, their med will sit here, kind of expecting to be fine, right? And you just two-man sack into him. Does that make sense? That's your like best chance, I'd say. Like it's the most consistent play you can do on any point.
Yeah, we can try the spice up play. I
Right,
think that's more reliable.
That plays the like go-to sort of high chance play, but you have to remember like teams will come to just having like spy checking. So you
Yeah,
can't just
we
go
can try it every so often, but obviously not just spam it. Otherwise,
Yeah.
they're gonna know.
And
Or
then
they're
last
gonna expect it.
pushes. Let's talk about last pushes. If you're going through lobby, you go where the gun is. So generally gun will be here. So you can go through 4. You kill gun. Your pocket soldier trails the Uber, so he waits for you to kill the gun, and then he jumps like to this position, and he can play here and spam out right side. Your combo locks out right with stickies, and what you then do is call for a recommit to left, where your pocket soldier can either waddle or more likely just take a bomb like this and land on top right. While your soldier's doing that, your scout and your scouts can get on cap. So like, well, your flank scout can probably trail the Uber as well. Get on cap here in the corner, or get on cap here. Same thing your pocket scout can do is like, if you want to take your pocket scout across the point, your flank scout caps, and if your flank scout wants to, your pocket scout wants to cap, like your flank scout can get kills on floor. You just want to be doing the opposite of the other guy, right? And your Roma can chill in lobby or something, and when it's called that you're recommitting to left, you can like do a bomb onto left, or go from 1 or go from 2. And this is where like the Roma, it's really important for your Roma to be versatile because you don't want it to be obvious where you're coming from. If you've come from 1 3 times in a row, their soldier would just lock you out for free. So you want to switch it up. Does that make sense as a push?
Yeah.
You take right side and then you recommit across. Or alternatively, instead of taking right side and recommitting, you kill the gun and you full commit left. And you do that if you've seen that they've all ran into spawn and they're flooding out left. You full commit into left with the remainder of your Uber. And when you do that, it's really important your scout walks across point with Uber to get frags, and your flank scout is ready to cap, right? It's really important that we make sure we drill this into our scouts that if you're not going in to get kills, you need to be on point because that's your job, right?
Yeah. Just one thing. I think I need help with clearing sticks on points. I can't get on it instantly most of the time.
No, you don't.
No?
Scenarios. Just play what's it called? Kovacs. If you can't run in and shoot
Correct?
two or 3 sticks in this corner and cap, that's on you. You don't need a soldier to help you with
I
that.
mean, it's possible to cap, but when demo resticks it, it becomes.
Well,
really
if he
difficult.
resticks it, he
Yeah.
is already dead, right? And he's
Yeah.
already in a position where he's being shot at by your whole team, right? Like, if you think about it, he has to restick from left because your demo has stickies on right, doesn't he? So your soldiers are bombing in, they're landing here. Do you think this demo has an easy job from here resticking the point and killing the scouts? Not really, right? Like, your main worry is the soldiers bombing from like, let's say like a soldier bombs you from 2 and lands on you, right?
Yeah.
One thing Temrain you should try is instead of going for like the full commit to left to help your combo wipe, is just find a soldier on the last, like peek through 3, peek through 4, see where one of the soldiers is, and just as you commit your combo, just bomb the soldier instead, because he can no longer block point. So you've basically killed him on this last hold, if that makes sense. In the short term, you've basically got a kill because that guy can't do anything else. So that makes sense for last pushes. The idea for one push is very similar, but this is a push you kind of want to do if they haven't set up. So like, let's say you've just capped second, like you're about to cap second, then you're about to get like 3 spawners. You just rush one with 2 scouts, and you can try take it for free, and then do the same stuff where you lock out left, and then you're ready to like bomb across to do the play. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And before I go into mids, are there any questions on holds, pushes, anything like that?
Not really.
Do we ever want to push to 5? Probably not, right?
Push through 5? You can, but if you want to push through 5, the reason is because they don't have a sniper and you want to take it for free, right? So if you see there's no sniper, you can call, okay, let's just push 5 then. And then like you bomb your soldier through and like take your beam as far right as you can,
Yeah,
right? If
but,
they don't have a
due to,
sniper, they won't punish you for this play very well. Also, pushing through 5 is good if your play is to like we're like low on time and we have to make something happen, right? So like let's say you buff your soldier bombs this soldier 5, and as he bombs, your pocket scout and your other soldier flood through right side, or your pocket scout and demo flood through right side, and you take all this space and see if you can like get in a position where you're now favored to win. Does that make sense? Anything else? I think 5's just a worse version of 4 because you're not near anything to
Mm,
use your Uber and effectively.
yeah, okay.
also, when we used to 5, we can't use early. We had a couple pushes where we used when we walked through.
Yeah.
That
Like
will help.
used 5 early and then yeah, well
Yeah.
you're losing like a second of Uber doing that because if you just use through here, there's like multiple like a second of walking closer to the enemy team, right? And they have an extra second to leave and like hide and do whatever they want to do. Generally, your demo should also not bomb on this point. You take the Uber and you just walk and like 2 stickies, pipe, det, and then you've got the gun for free. One thing that you want to do, for Tauntaun, you sticky this off, right? And then when the calls commit, when your pocket soldier calls commit and you go right side, you walk like this, and then you use the point as line of sight and spam across the point with stickies and pipes. Does that make sense? Because like what you have here is like you have a really good line of sight. You're not taking damage from a heavy or like soldier spam. You're not taking damage from scouts. You're kind of just doing shitloads of damage into left, and you know that anything you shoot here will do damage on people, right? Um, yeah, cool. Any more questions, by the way? I'll just talk about mids finally.
No.
Okay, so mids, Roma, Temrain. If you don't roll up fast, you're trolling. Generally, it's really important to roll up fast on a lot of these mids. Jeez, that was a big sneeze.
Was.
Generally you want to roll out fast because what it allows you to do is it allows you to be flexible, right? Gee, what is wrong with my jumps today? It allows you to be flexible, right? So if you roll out fast in this position in the air that I was, you can choose to
No clip,
commit
no clip.
commit on a okay, sure. In this position that I was, right here, you can choose to land on the soldier that's trying to take pack. You can choose to land on their pack to deny the demo. You can land on the height and spam the demo out if he's slow. Like if he's slow and he's in choke as you land, you spam the shit out of that like area there. If you want to, you can bomb into IT and basically force them to do a left mid, because if they do a right mid, they're now just running directly at a soldier that can corner spam them, right? If they try and chase players after you, you just corner spam this, and you've got a really easy splash here. Like IT mid's really decent, and then if you really need to commit, you can commit on any players that are like closer right, while your team's fighting left side, right? Same thing with like if you land on pack, like land on top, you've done your spam damage, you've spammed your rockets, you then rotate back, you get an arrow here, and then you're ready to recommit again into whatever needs to be killed. But it basically allows you to be versatile, and it allows you to punish the roamer who's trying to land on your demo if that's necessary, right? And then whatever side you guys are playing, the crate that you're fighting for is the most important thing on the mid, right? And I'm gonna go demo to demonstrate this. really quickly. Basically, the whole fight will base around if you can control your side crate. Because if you can't, you generally will lose out on positioning, right? So let's say you walk out left side as a demo, and let's say the soldier bombs, you like wait him out, you get an arrow, and you're ready to recommit. Let's say your mid is a left side mid, right? Your flank scout can take this pause. Your roamer's already like done his jumping shit and he's landed here, he's getting an arrow, and then you call that you're ready, right? Your pocket soldier takes this jump high, and like tries to make space for you guys. And with that, it's really important that your pocket scout takes this high ground. And you want to take this high ground sooner than later. If you can do it on rollout, it's really important. But what you guys want to do is have your demo default to always just shooting players on high ground. Because if he shoots players on high ground, that means your scouts and your soldiers can take that high ground and win the mid, basically. No one should run at you in this position because you've got a soldier bomb in the air, so they can't just run at your demo. You got a scout on high ground, like denying these players. You just need your demo to do shitloads of damage on height. If you see players on flank fighting your flank, you just shoot them, right? Like you stop them committing on your players. I think a lot of demos do make the mistake of like ignoring height and then they just run at like the enemy demo and just try and kill him as soon as possible. But it's more important that you guys control this high ground. One thing you can do to control that high ground better is you actually just roll out your pocket, your like scout through IT, and then you wing a jump onto high ground here, and you've got this control early. And what your team then needs to do is just help you fight for this control. Because if you're left and they're contesting you, you win this mid if you just control this high ground. Your soldier bombs goals should be to commit on people shooting the people on high ground. So like, if I haven't made it clear enough already, like the high ground is the most important part of process. If you hold the high ground, you win the game, and everything around your mid should care about the high ground, basically. Let's say you went right side, it's the exact same thing, right? You need your scouts to be able to play this height, and if anyone's trying to contest height directly, you shoot them with your sticks. If anyone's trying to shoot the guys on height, you kill the guys that are shooting the guys on height. I think it's pretty simple, right? The only complexity comes when you guys go left and they go left. And then suddenly you're in like a rotation match on like who can rotate better than the other team. And what you guys then need to do is try either to spot players that are not huddled together in like a 6 and ready to fight. So let's say you guys are rotating, but your like scout got locked out in choke. They're just gonna kill him, right? And in the same way, like if there's a soldier like in choke waiting for an arrow, you guys rushing down and kill him. But what you can also do is take fights when you know the enemy team's in a bad position, and the bad positions are like this, right? This position here for a medic and like a scout and shit. If you've got this little rock to play with, you will be losing these fights. So if you're rotating and you see that they're in that like death pit, basically is what we call it, you can just walk across point and call a soldier bomb and just walk your demo with beam here and just fight these guys and get frags. So as I said, if you're going aside and they meet you, the point is to just fight for these crates. Your soldiers can bomb onto crates, but generally you don't want to be on the crates for too long as a soldier because if you are, that puts you at as a target on for the enemy team. They'll spam stickies at you, they'll bomb you, they'll have scouts run at you, right? So your scouts should stand on high ground because they can dodge better, and your soldiers should jump to make space for high ground. And that's kind of just the gist.